Japan, a country of mothers. In this video, I want to talk about the role of women in Japanese society and if is feminism a reality in this country. But to be able to talk about it, it's important to give a context first of how this role is given through Asia and how gender is something that determines the configuration of people in society. Asia is a vast, varied, and diverse continent. This has generated that in terms of politics, its development is complicated, and in the specific case of gender, to the existing disparity, it has created many challenges for the role of women in society to be transformed into one in which equality is a reality. It is important to mention that in recent years, many governments have tried to increase the participation of women and have achieved that many women reach positions in power in many countries. But it is also important to mention that although this is happening in elites by highly educated upper class women, in what are the local communities, the power and the role of women is much more limited. That is why different strategies have been created to talk about gender policies and the importance of this to affect the general public perception. Japan, or the state of Japan, is an insular country that is located in Asia. In this country, diversity is a reality, but gender struggle has been a reality for many years. The fight for gender equality is a reality, but not as an idea of liberation as it can be seen in Europe, but in how to combat the systematic inequality that favored an unjust situation for an individual who has the role of mother, wife, and woman. Of course, at the beginning of the 20th century, women did not have equal conditions for the law and the society. But they did allow women to be educated in special universities for women. And here is one of the moments when feminism began to be a reality in the country, since educated women professionals such as Hiratsuka Raicho, Yosano Akiko, and Mumeo Oku created movements and content such as the Seito magazine that was spread through the country and that put forward this idea of equality for women through the nation. But even though initiatives like this existed, the reality of women did not change much. Women were not recognized as equals, and thanks to this and to the family confirmation, the roles that were traditional in Japan, they remain. Aika Case, who is a writer, says, "We divide the roles into roughly two categories: work and housework. Work as a role of men and housework as a role of women. But why? Many factors can affect the why. But one of the reasons is that since the creation of the nation was given in the hands of a man in the empire, I quote, patriarchalization of Japanese society sprang from the political will to power of the imperial family who promote decentralization. Okano, 1993. And this was a reality. Why? Because the imperial family is divine, and they use religion as a way to justify the role of women and their decision in the society. If we talk about religion, Japan is a country that doesn't have a defined religion, but the ones that are practiced more are Buddhism and Shintoism. It is important to mention that in these religions the woman's role is not defined, neither she is put in the situation of inequality. But as I said before, the religion, as Shinto, is used as an excuse to justify the inequality. One example is for Shintoism, the world is made of relationships. In these relationships, there's always going to be one part that is weak and one part that is strong. Having this in mind, thanks to the patriarchalization of Japanese society, the woman was the weak side and the man was the strong side. One of the reasons was that women physically are not as strong as men. So this made the woman and the whole society to justify that the women were the weaker. Now, with time and the struggle of many women, they were recognized as persons in the eyes of the law and equal in the society. Although this has separated women a little from the role as housewives, it has not separated them from the role of mothers. The mother in Japan is an extremely important figure, since this is the basis of the foundation and the education of children. And this goes beyond that. In the Japanese education, the maternal principle is important not only for the children but for the society. For a mother, all the childs are equally to her, and in the Japanese society, all persons are equally to the eyes of the Japanese government. That's why women try to develop their role in the best way possible. As it is possible to see in Japanese Mothers and Oventos, the lunchbox as ideological state apparatus, written by Anne Allison, where the mother gives herself to plan, design, and produce a lunchbox that is able to make her child adaptation to the Japanese lifestyle easier in the future, or as it is possible to see in the community-based movement of Japanese women, how mother infiltrate the political sphere from below, written by Makiko Eto, where mother create communities to promote and create state policies that will make their children's life easier in the future as they will have a better country for them. But is this model in which the role of woman is to be a good mother somehow feminist? It is not. And this is made clear in the text like community-based movement of Japanese women, how mothers infiltrate the political sphere from below, where it is made clear that it is not since, and I quote, their motive to collective activities is neither to challenge male domination nor to enhance women's status in society. A model like this can never be feminist, and although it is given from the freedom of this woman in the present, it makes the woman to be channeled in a role that was given text to the macho tradition of the country, and that in the other area of their lives they continue to be in a situation of inequality. As I said earlier, Japan is a country where gender inequality is a reality, and through Asia. And this is thanks to the cultural context of the country. All this generates a complex society in which the role of woman continues in constant construction, where the feminist clashes with the tradition that continues to influence the life of modern women. But let's hope that with time and things like globalization, this society can modernize and continue to evolve into a more equitable one, where women can choose the role they want to have in the society and that this role is not imposed by anyone.